Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard Jagee's Cookbook. Fasten your seatbelts because I'm going to go and show you a wonderful, wonderful dessert cake. And this is called the Trinity cake. Well, Diwali is just finished and I was planning to show it to you on Diwali, but it doesn't make a difference because this is a gorgeous, gorgeous dessert cake. What is a dessert cake? A dessert cake is usually a cake, okay, a base of a cake which is soaked in liquid and syrup, and that gives rise to a dessert cake. Very, very moist, ultra tasty, very moist and delicious. It really, really sucks up all the syrup and the milk or whatever you're going to put in. Now you can actually soak it in fruit juice, a little bit of rum or milk, whatever, okay, custard, anything, and it becomes a dessert cake. It's very, very good for actually serving as a dessert because you don't have to make a different dessert as such, because this can serve the purpose of giving a good dessert, which is ultra good, and a sure bet for everyone who loves sweet things. Now this is a Trinity cake mainly because I actually put all the composition together. This actually involves coconuts, which is very, very available, very wholesome in Kerala. And because of this, it involves grated coconut cream. It involves condensed milk, a whole lot of good things. But mainly it's Trinity because it serves as a cake. It serves, second, it serves as a dessert. And thirdly, it's for all us Keralites who are in love with coconuts. And you wait and see how this is done, and I'm sure you'll all enjoy it. So, come on. How we start is with our base, and like always, we'll start with our wet ingredients. We need 3 eggs, okay? 3 eggs, just break it in. Okay, 3 eggs. To this, we add a 1/4 cup of oil. Any flavorless oil will do, like sunflower oil, vegetable oil, corn oil, anything, okay? A 1/4 cup will be enough. So 1/4 cup of oil. Here I'm using sunflower oil, 1/4 cup of sunflower oil, okay? To emulsify the eggs and the oil, what we do is we beat it together, okay? Beat it real well so it really gets emulsified, and to that we add around 1 cup of jaggery. 1 cup of jaggery, okay? Now what we have to do is really mix it well so that the jaggery really dissolves into the egg and the oil. So it all becomes a nice brown, a tannish, beige, beautiful mixture. It already looks very promising. Okay, keep on mixing so that all the jaggery. Now you may notice now I've taken a wire whisk to show you that there may be small lumps of jaggery. We need that to dissolve well before we actually put in the other ingredients. Okay. With that, we add around 1 cup, okay, to 3/4 cup of fresh grated coconut. Fresh grated coconut, that is really available, very common and very widely available in Kerala, so no problem with that. Okay, just we have to keep a little aside so that you can just put it on the top before we actually bake the base of the cake. Now keep on mixing it. Mix it well, okay? Mix it really well. These are all the wet ingredients. Now, why I took a wire whisk is that if there are any lumps, we can actually know that this will be caught up in the wire whisk. So make sure all the lumps of jaggery is really dissolved into the oil, okay, and the brown sugar or the jaggery mixture. So for a quick recap, 3 eggs, 3 fresh eggs. To that we add a 1/4 cup of sunflower oil or any flavorless oil, 1 cup of jaggery, and 3/4 cup of grated fresh coconut. Okay, now that is dissolved well. Now to this we add our dry ingredients. We've got 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. We need to sift it with our rising agents. Okay. Now 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. And that goes 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Okay. We add 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. So this is 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. With that, 1 teaspoon of baking powder and 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. Okay, those are the dry ingredients. Now we have to sift these together into the wet ingredients. There. And then just mix it. Mix it with a spatula, which is easier. And our lovely cake mixture is done. All we have to do is actually bake it. That's it. We have to bake this at 200 degrees centigrade for around 30 minutes till it's done. Okay, it depends upon the temperature of the oven. What we have to do first is grease a small pan, okay, to bake our base, cake base. Okay, just grease it enough with oil or butter or anything. And then what we do is we pour our cake batter base into our prepared greased pan, cake pan. Okay. Now this should be fairly thick. And spread it all along. And then what we do is around a 1/4 cup of coconut, we just toss it on top of the base of the cake, on top of the cake. So just sprinkle it on. A 1/4 cup would do, that would be fine. And all we have to do is just bake it in a preheated oven, 180 to 200 degrees centigrade, and for around 30 minutes or until the base of the cake is done, or yeah, the cake base is done. Now you'll know as soon as the cake is baked because a wonderful jaggery, coconutty smell is going to fill your house. And wait and see how the finished product is. Come back. A beautiful, beautiful aroma. The toasting of the coconut is coming from the oven. So I know the base of the dessert cake is ready. Let's check and see how it is, okay? Yeah, it's lovely and golden brown. We'll just carefully put it here. Now we have to actually let this cool. Before we let it cool, we have to do one job. That is to prick holes into the cake, okay, the base of the cake. So we need a skewer. Now if you don't have a wooden skewer, you can use a fork, no problem. The only aim is to actually poke holes into the base of the cake. All over, so that what we're going to pour in is going to seep into it very beautifully and easily. Okay, so that's it. You just keep this aside for cooling. Now we need to make the milk syrup, the coconut beautiful milk syrup, okay? Now you'd understand why I used only 1 cup of jaggery in the base of the cake. For this, we need 1 cup of sweetened condensed milk, okay? Or milkmaid is what they say here. So sweetened condensed milk, 1 cup. Look at it oozing out. Gorgeous. Absolutely lovely. Now we have to pour the coconut cream or the thick coconut milk. Either coconut cream or thick, very, very thick coconut milk. Okay, that is also 1 cup. Okay. Now we mix it both together. Okay, these 2 milks, that is the condensed milk and the coconut milk, the thick coconut. Actually, you can say thick coconut cream. Okay, mix it really, really well. Now, because, it's really mixed up, and now my cake must be cooled, what I have to do is very carefully, very, very carefully, pour this syrup, that is the coconut syrup, the coconut and the condensed milk, into the base of the cake, okay, to make the dessert cake. This is a really, really, and because the moisture of the coconut cream and the condensed milk will really, really make the base of the cake very, very soft and moist. In we pour carefully. Now that's done. Now actually we have to wait for 3 hours for this to actually be really soaked in. Once it's soaked in, your cake is ready, and voila, you have your wonderful, gorgeous Trinity cake. Enjoy. Now I have taken this from the refrigerator, and it's been cooling and absorbing all the liquid, the milk syrup I had poured in for 1 hour, okay, and the final appearance should be like this. It should the whole cake. Now you can notice very, very soft and very moist. Actually, it's very good if you can keep it for 3 to 4 hours so that it really absorbs all the flavors and everything. That's when the real taste of the dessert cake comes out. But here, since I don't have that much time, I have only waited for 1 hour, and I've shown you this is the final product and how it looks like. All the liquid gets absorbed into the cake, and it turns out into a very, very moist, very super dense and lovely textured dessert cake, which is really, really tasty because it's got that coconut and coconut cream and condensed milk and jaggery, everything together. A wonderful dessert which we all Keralites would really love. To all the Keralites of Kerala and India, this is for you.